Alright. Tags are done. Looks like we're all set up and ready to go. Hello. Good evening. I hope you're well. And welcome to what I really hope will be the last part of Sticker Star Minimum Turns. I've been putting this off because I haven't had a ton of time and I haven't had a ton of energy late in the evenings for the past couple days. But this needs to get done. This should have been done already. And now we can finally do it. Now, if you have not been tuned into the series, I will update you on what we've done in the past couple of parts. They have been pretty big. So, first and foremost, I believe the last time I played before I came home from college, I got up to 5-4. We beat Longfall Falls. We got up to 5-4. We finished the rest of World 5. We needed one turn for the Chain Chomp in Chomp Ruins. And we needed, I want to say, three turns for the Chain Chomp in Rumble Volcano. And then another 3 turns for PD Piranha. As well as one turn for Bowser Jr. in 6-2. So that puts us at our 49. I believe we were at 41 going into part 5. So that's where we stand right now. I'm part of a Minecraft build team where we won build New York City, and 4 posts from different social medias blew up with millions of views, so we had like 150 people on the server at the same time. We literally had to buy new servers. Yikes. Can you, like, transfer your stuff blowing up luck over to me, please? Please? Please, I really want millions of people to watch the Daily Rip. Anyway. The reason I didn't put finale in the title is because I don't know if this is the finale. I can take my best guess and say it should be, but I don't know that for certain. Because with all the planning we've done, with all the prep we've done, I still don't know if we're ready for Bowser. I need to do more research on each of his phases. I need to figure out what works, what doesn't, and I think the big thing is just the best way to approach this in terms of, are we going for maximum damage possible, or are we just trying to get through each turn, or get through each phase? Because I believe if you get him low enough in one phase, he'll just flat out skip his turn in the next phase. Like, he'll run, and then he'll heal himself, and then he'll run away again. There's health thresholds for him to run away. I don't know what they are, but once you get him low enough, he changes phases. But there's a way to get him low enough in a phase, then have him run, then have the healing that he does not get above his running threshold for that phase, and then have him run away again. If we can do that, then we save a turn, which is obviously good. The question is, how? How do we want to do this? I think the only way that would be possible would be between, like, Phase 2, Phase 3, Phase 4. Because Phase 1, there's the other enemies. And I don't believe you can move on to the next phase without taking out every enemy on screen. Phase 2, there's the Womp. So you'd need to take out the Womp, and then do enough damage to Bowser to cause him to run. Phase 3 is the lava bubbles, which aren't considered enemies. They're considered part of the background until Bowser does his thing. And then phase 4 is the last phase, and there's no damage limit there. You just knock him off the cliff. So if we're going to pull that off, we're going to do it phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. Question is, I don't know if I'm prepared enough to do that. I mean, I have as many Mega Flash Infinijumps as I can fit in my inventory, but I don't necessarily know that just those are going to be enough. Because in theory, it depends on what the threshold is, right? It depends on how much damage do we need to deal each turn in order to get him to move into his next phase. We've got probably the best lineup. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking. Squirt Gun could be super helpful. Isn't there a button you can hit to, like, get more information about a sticker? Oh, you can't do it on things. Never mind. Yeah, there's a details button. You can't do it on things. That sucks. I'm just thinking. Since otherwise you... See, here's the thing, Agent. I'm pretty sure in his final phase, it doesn't matter if you, like, boombox or you know, boombox. I don't think he can crumple him. So the max you could do, I think, is double damage and then potentially super boot. I don't think it matters in final phase. I think they program him that every hit is 1 damage. We can test. I'm not opposed to testing, seeing if that's true. But I don't know if it'll matter. One thing I do need to know. Is the Squirt Gun single target? Or does it target everything? I think it's single target. There should be a thing that's a Ruger 9mm and you just shoot Bowser with it to one-turn him. I agree. I would recommend a specific video. But given that that particular creator has had to basically remove themselves from the internet after recent allegations, I will not recommend that video. It's somewhat related. It's Undertale, but you have a gun, and you one-shot everything. But I cannot, in good faith, recommend that you go watch that creator after what they did. So, I will not. Alright. I have some wiki research to do, which I know is not going to be the most exciting thing for you guys to watch, but it is essential to doing this optimally. Paper Mario, Sticker Star, if I can spell, Bowser Fight. You have to aim the squirt gun on each individual enemy, so technically it's multi-target. Will it do a full, like, cycle of damage to each target? Stream the research. You're right. Good call. Are there any bookmarks that will dox me? No. I can, in fact, show my research. That's a good idea. Alright, here we are. Probably easier to do on computer. Anyway. Paper Mario Sticker Star Squirt Gun. My question is... Actually, you know what? We can test it. We can test my question. What is a spot where we're guaranteed to run into multiple enemies at the same time? Maybe Bouquet Gardens? I don't know. Let's try Bouquet Gardens. This, I will quickly, forgive me messing up the position of the webcam for a second. I will quickly, this isn't going to count towards the run. This turn will not count towards the run. Save over slot 2. Back to full screen. Okay. I just want to see, in a situation where I enter a battle with multiple enemies, I'm assuming this one has multiple, it doesn't. Okay. Again, this is for testing purposes, this doesn't. Great. This is for testing purposes. This does not count towards the overall turn counter. I'm simply testing. This one's got 2. Okay. This will answer my question. They're too short. That's actually wild. They are too short to be hit by the squirt gun. Okay, I need a taller enemy. Where can we find one of those? Most enemies are pretty small. Pokies, maybe? Pokies are pretty tall. No Shot Mario isn't able to point the gun slightly downwards. Apparently not. He set his FOV settings for Valorant, and he ain't changing them for anybody. Flying enemies could also work. So swoops could be okay. Let's try. Or because they're flying, the game's going to say, go heck yourself. Okay, the game says go heck yourself. Sure. The webcam is a little messed up. Please forgive me. Let's try Pokies. Actually, is this on the wiki? Are you sure it isn't because you aimed right? I can't aim. I can aim. I can aim. I do have the ability to aim. Wait. I literally didn't know that was a thing. I can, in fact, aim the squirt gun. Okay. That is useful, but also disappointing. So we get the first half-full water tank, and then the next full water tank. And then that's it for damage. That's all we get. So... Hmm. Um... I'm also trying to figure out if Bowser is considered a spiky enemy. I know in Final Phase he is. I don't know about his main phase. I believe he is considered spiky, and that's a problem. Okay. What is the maximum amount of damage we could do to him in one turn? While also taking out everything else on screen. That's a big indicator. I don't know how helpful the squirt gun is going to be. We could take something like the fan. That would wipe out everything on screen and do at least some damage. And then I guess what we could do, we could like boombox, then fan, just to maximize our damage output. Or we could just do fan and then maybe multiple, because I'm pretty sure doubling this would do 3 per jump to a normal enemy, so with quarter damage I'm pretty sure it would quarter it and then double it. So you'd still be stuck at 1.5, which would round down to 1. So... So honestly, regular Infinijumps would be just as useful in that scenario. So that'd be 200. No, because he's spiky. Yikes. Okay. I don't know if getting through his first phase in one turn is going to be doable. Because, like, best case scenario, the only thing I can think of is if we POW Bingo. If we POW Bingo and we crumple him, that's a start. We could deal 190 with the squirt gun. I still don't think Infinijumps are going to help. I'm pretty sure, again, unless we also used the boombox, which would take up one of our slots. But that would allow us to do... We'd still have to take out all the other enemies on screen. So that's going to be a turn no matter what. Unless we want to use some of the... No, that's too risky. So if we go POW Bingo, Crumple Bowser. Let's just say the fan gets rid of all the enemies on the screen. Squirt Gun That does 190. I guess we then would just use a regular Infinijump, because I don't think any other version of an Infinijump would be better. And that would be however much the POW Bingo would do, plus however much the fan does when he's crumpled, plus 190, plus 100. Of course, that all comes down to the POW Bingo. I am going to make a Google Doc so I can keep all of this straight, because this is a lot to keep straight here. Actually, I should not show this yet. I could very much dox myself. Is there anything here that can dox me? Probably. Can I switch accounts? Yeah, let me switch to my YouTube Gmail. Okay. Okay. Bowser min turns. Why can't you see it? Hello? Hello? Oh, there we go. Okay. Switch to your school email. Alright. Turn 1. POW Bingo. Crumple. Fan. Some other multi or AoE thing. Water gun. Infinijump. That should definitely do enough damage to get him to switch phases. Turn 2. POW Bingo. To crumple. This time we've got the Womp in the way, which is annoying. We can't do anything until we get the Womp out of the way. Simplest way to do that is probably just brute force him. Infinijump to take out Womp. That leaves us with 2 stickers. 2 more Infinijumps on Bowser. Turn 3. POW Bingo. Crumple. I'm thinking, could I potentially, actually, another thing I need to keep in mind is Boombox attack buff lasts a certain number of turns. So, if we used it early somehow, what we could also do, this is something no, because Boombox. Fan Mega Infinijump. Are you planning on how you're going to participate in the Bruno Mars X Steal a Brainrot one day only collab tomorrow? Dusky, is it sad that I don't know if you're joking or not? We should still have Boombox active at this point. Mega Flash Infinijump will do 300 to Bowser. That had better be enough to get him to change phases. This is all dependent on us hitting a bunch of PAL bingos, which I will save state and reset for because I'm not doing this until I get it naturally. PAL bingo to Crumple. Hope it crumples him. It actually... I don't even know if we can rely on that. The POW might, or the Womp might block all damage, including POW. In which case, we might be cooked. Something we'll have to test. If can Crumple. Then we do POW Bingo to crumple him. Then we do something to take out the Womp. Infinijump to take out Womp. Then Mega Infinijump. Times 2. If we can't crumple, then we still do need a jackpot. Just doesn't really matter what we get. We'll still have double damage from Boombox at this point. So still need to take out the Womp. Super Boot? Maybe? Maybe. Because that'll at least give us a good initial hit, if nothing else. If not, we will still have the water gun at that point, actually. This might be the right time to use the water gun. Infinijump to take out Womp. Water gun. Mega Infinijump. Maybe not Mega, just regular. I don't think it'll make a difference. Turn 3. POW Bingo to crumple. At this point, we just wail on them. We should still have Boombox active. So, Boombox plus crumple gives us even damage. Just wail on them. Because at that point, we won't have water gun. We'll have used Boombox already. Turn 4. Tail. Okay. You can see a pretty clear bottleneck in our plan. We need to hit POW bingos. And we need those POW bingos to be successful in crumpling Bowser. I don't know what the chance of that is. if we can't do that successfully or consistently, or the chance is so ridiculously low it's not worth trying, we can experiment with using flashy POW blocks. Because the way that I think about it is, yes, we use up one of our sticker slots, but it also doubles the damage we deal with all the rest of our sticker slots. So it might be worth it. This is our tentative formula to do this. If it works, great. If we can't get it to work, we'll adjust it. Turn 1 is kind of crucial, though. Turn 1 is big. And then, let me do final form. Final form. Turn 1. 2 infinite jumps. 1 iron jump. Turn 2. 3 infinite jumps. We might not even need that, to be honest. Alright. And then the Kamek fight is... I'm only playing through it if I hit a jackpot on the Battle Spinner because it's freaking stupid otherwise. Healing is not an option, so I'm just going to... Actually, how many coins do we have? 2,400 coins. I should probably sell those instead of just discarding them, just in case. You guys can't see this. Let me switch. I'll just free up some inventory space to put some garbage into so we can fight Kamek. Alright. So it looks like I beat the fish way too many times for, like, absolutely no reason. I will hold on to the tape. I will explain why if I need to. I hope I won't. We probably have too many infinite jumps. I'll sell a couple. And I'll see... Can I make... I guess I don't need to make a full album page. Just, yeah. Anything besides the big ones on page 8. We can use for Kamek. I only need to grab 3 because I want a Battle Spinner jackpot anyway, but yeah. Alright. I have a tentative plan. I don't know if it will work, and we'll have to come up with a backup plan if it doesn't. But I have a tentative plan. It depends on how easy Bowser is to crumple with a Battle Spinner jackpot. Is it doable? Probably. Is the chance absurdly low? Also probably. Let me save. Let me get there, and then I'll save. Alright. Final level. Take 1. And again, I don't believe there's a way to one-turn Final Phase Bowser. I would gladly be proven wrong. that if I can somehow find a way to, I don't know, save the boombox until that point in the fight. I would gladly be proven wrong on that. All right. I got a whole bunch of coins for this exact reason. That's not what I wanted to do. I'm going to save just so this takes less time if I screw it up. I screwed it up. Got it. All right. Frick. No, wait, I screwed it up. I screwed it up. Oh, no. No. Okay. Let me save state, actually over slot 3 again, just so I have it. I don't need to hit it again. Alright. Wait a minute. Is this not doable in one turn? Hold on. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What the? What? Hold on. I may not have been ready for this after all. Do these do more damage? Alright. These two I'm pretty sure are, I'm pretty sure the real one is the last one, so why don't we do this and see what it does. Oh! Never mind. I'm an idiot. I'm so stupid. Hold on. I actually never knew that about this game. It is entirely dependent on what the sticker was before it became a sandal. Wow. I didn't know that. Okay. Well then. Let's get after it, I guess. Okay. Finally. I did not know that. I thought once they became sandals, they were all equal. I was wrong. Well, not equal, but I thought the same size ones all did the same damage. And I was incorrect. By the way, excuse me, by the way, that is turn number 50. Give it up for turn 50. Smoking on that Kamek pack. Alright. I'm once again going to save in right here, just so I don't have to do that fight again if we need to rework our strategy. Hopefully we don't need to, and our plan works flawlessly, but... What are your thoughts on Hytale? Haven't played myself, but I'm thinking about giving it a try. I've seen some Hytale footage. It doesn't look, like, exceptional. I don't know. It looks like a rip-off Minecraft mobile game you'd download on your phone back in like 2014. All sandals are created equal, but some are more equal than others. I guess so. I guess so. Alright. Don't save over 3. We need 3 in case we need to go back and rework our strategy. I guess we could do 2, but then we'd have to refight Kamek, so just don't. Alright. We need Pow Bingo. And we not only do we need Pow Bingo, we need it to crumple Bowser. That is, I didn't bring the fan. I didn't bring the fan. That's really funny. Okay. Do I have it? No. I'll just go buy it. Hey, J-Dog. I don't feel like going to friggin' Bouquet Gardens and getting it. Thank you, J-Dog. Same to you. Alright. Need to make sure I have room for it. I can toss these because I no longer need them. See if that makes any more room. Not really. Okay. We're gonna have to ditch a big guy. Yeah, we're gonna have to ditch a big guy, unfortunately. Or maybe we could we maybe ditch one of these instead? I'll get rid of one of the smaller ones. Just in case. If there's some way we can arrange this so that we can fit the fan. Or was that stupid? I think that was stupid. Yeah, no. I think we gotta sell a big one. Alright, well, it's come to this. We gotta sell a big one to fit the fan, but from the plan we laid out, we shouldn't need all 15 of them that we had, so... Is there a better attack all enemies type sticker? Is there one that does more damage than the fan? Probably the bowling ball, but then you have to time it, and I don't feel like doing that. I don't feel like doing that, so we're just going to use the fan instead. Alright. Take two. I told you this. Told you this wasn't going to be simple. Sorry, I missed a DM from Eric like 30 minutes ago. That's my bad, for real. How's the Daily Rip doing today? Oh, terrible. That's wonderful. That's just great. Alright. We still have that, that save state after beating Kamek if we need that, the Big Shiny or the Mega Flash or both back for any reason. Newspaper about Eve be like, true. How's volume, by the way? Too loud, or background noise, music. Too loud, too quiet. Okay. Thinking of quitting YouTube. I'm not getting any views. Do you have any suggestions? Honestly, no. I've made 2 new channels over the past 2 weeks to try and organize my content and do something different, see if the algorithm would treat it differently. I'm probably going to make a 3rd in the next day or 2, strictly for content of my dogs, to see if that works. I don't have an answer for you. If I did, I'd be using it myself. But yeah, a 2nd new channel. It's actual complete slop garbage. It's not like AI slop. I'm not using AI or anything. I've come across videos in my feed of people like showing their YouTube statistics and like with a specific sound in the background and saying like, oh, use this sound to gain views and subscribers, except like it actually works for people. Like they get hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views per video. Like the channel, one of the channels that I saw had like 30,000 subscribers. So I figured, screw it, let me just try this for a little bit and see if it works, see if it catches on at all. Basically, I just post every day like how the previous video did, with a specific sound in the background, and see if the algorithm picks it up. But it's not doing well, nor should it. Nor should it, to be completely honest. Like, when I initially saw it, it really ticked me off, and I got mad, and I'm like, seriously, this is getting so many views? Like, this is just somebody's YouTube statistics with a sound in the background, and it's getting hundreds of thousands of views. The channel has 30K subs. Like, how? Seriously? People are out here putting in effort, and this is what's doing well in the algorithm? So, you know what? I ain't even mad that it's not doing well. Because it shouldn't. It shouldn't do well, because it's not content. But, yeah, trying that out. Let me get a POW bingo here, and then I'll save state again. There we go. I'll save in slot 4. Nope. Got it. It worked first try. Save slot 4. Okay. Let me go back to my Google Doc to make sure I do this right. Boombox, fan, Mega Flash, Infinijump. He has more health than I thought he did. Alright, I actually need to lock in. This is one of the hardest things to excellent in the whole game. Just get the button mash like crazy. Yes! Let's go. Huge. It's only 4 turns? Thought it was longer than that. Okay. I guess if we do this right, it shouldn't matter. More button mashing. Okay. $99! Oh my goodness. No, oh, no, I screwed up. No, no. Oh, headphones. I need headphones for this. It's okay, it's okay. I just, You can totally do this in one turn. Yeah, okay. I need to do that again. I don't really not looking forward to that, but whatever. Alright, let's do it again. I didn't get it. 3 is okay, though. 3 should be enough. Three should be enough. That did 99. That's crazy. This does 6? I thought it did 3. Perhaps I was incorrect. Wow. I'm just gonna let it go. Cause you can't get him down below 10. He doesn't. Oh no. He doesn't run. He uses his turn recovering. Okay. Okay, we need to rework our strategy. He cannot be crumpled. If he's crumpled, he won't run. That should be okay, though. It looks like the Infinijumps do twice as much as I thought they did. That's huge. So this is a fail. I'm going to go back to the save state in a second. We still need Boombox. Actually, no. I don't want to go back to that save state because he's crumpled. Okay. So I want to load 3? Yes. Do I have the fan? I do not. What was 4 again? 4 is successful jackpot, right? Yeah, okay, fine. Alright, sorry about this. Hey, we learned something. We learned something. That's good. We learned something. We don't want to crumple him. Because once he uncrumples, that uses a turn. I have a save after the POW blocks have gone and he's crumpled. Okay, so that completely reworks our strategy. No, we do need a bingo. We don't need a POW bingo. In fact, we specifically don't want a POW bingo. Get rid of the if can crumple strategy. Switch all POW bingo. Just jackpot. Okay. Are you going to keep your second channel a secret, or are you going to give us a hint about it? The Daily Rip one, I will probably make videos about at some point. This other one, no. Because I'm not proud of it, and I'm not happy with what it is. I'm letting the algorithm do its thing with it. I guess I am doing that with the Daily Rip as well, but... It's just... It's not like... I'll let you guys know about my, the one with my dogs that I want to make, though. You guys are more than welcome to go check that out. I just figure people... Not that you're not welcome to check the other one out, either. It's called... Actually, no, screw it. I'll tell you guys about it. It's called Testing the Waters. All one word. With each word capitalized. Just because that's essentially what I'm doing, is I'm testing the algorithm and seeing if stuff works. So if you did want to go check it out, then that's fine. It doesn't really make a difference. And then the other one, I haven't picked a name for the other one yet. I haven't made the channel yet. Is it worth your time making content you aren't proud of just on the off chance it'll make a number go up? How far up does the number go? I hate to say it, but that's legitimately how I feel about it. How high up does the number go? If it goes up enough to give me enough money to start pumping back into the other channels, you know, so that I break even on the Daily Rip and things like that, like, then, yeah, probably. Although, I wish I could do something different. I wish I've been on, whenever I have a new idea, I've had a new idea over the last like 2 weeks. I've been like, okay, I'm gonna make a YouTube channel for that. Like that's been like how I've operated for the past couple of weeks. I'm gonna save over slot 4 with this, by the way. Once I have everything, start a right-wing grifter podcast. I should podcast again. I feel like that would be fun. The problem is nobody around has time. Like, Gingy's in South Korea. Paul's in Mississippi. Mike and Owen are going back to school. You're at school. Winter's at school. Yoshi's at school. Like, nobody's got time. And even if people weren't in school, like, they probably all got JOBs, you know? So it's just an unfortunate situation, but Winter and I'd absolutely... No, I know you guys would make time, and I appreciate you guys for that, but, like... I'm just, actually, what am I talking about? I was going to go get another tail in case I screwed it up, but if I screw it up, that means another turn, and that means I'm resetting, so. We can totally, one turn first phase Bowser, though. That one's about you making it. I could switch the sound up. Right now I'm using, it's a cover of, I think somebody's doing it on, like, you know how you fill glasses with different, like, amounts of water? And they do, like, different noises. Somebody's essentially, like... Or maybe it's a xylophone? I don't know. But it's a cover of Cradles by Suburban, which is a W song, by the way. But that was the sound the other person used, and they literally said, use this audio for subscribers. So I was like, okay, am I doing anything wrong here? I don't think so. I'm just, you know, taking inspiration from something that worked. I mean, if you want to say I'm plagiarizing, like, I don't think that's unreasonable, but again, I don't feel I don't feel good about it, and it may be a very short-lived project that dies because I can't replicate the results. That's part of it too. Is I'm just trying to replicate the results. I'm just trying to see if I can replicate what that person was able to do. And honestly, even if it did blow up to that extent, I have a feeling YouTube makes you a lot, like ad revenue and stuff like that, makes you a lot less money than you think. Like, I'm pretty sure Charlie made a video about like a viral short he put out that got like a couple million views or whatever, and it only made him like $1,000 or so. Like, it did not do particularly well. I'm going to start by save stating over slot 4 here, just so I don't need to get the fan again if I forget to save state somewhere. Maybe you could do games where you play with your viewers that would give you more views. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. The Roblox giveaways do very well. The only thing I would say about that is they can get kinda... I just like fell and then unfell. That's crazy. They can get a little tiring and also a little irritating. Those are, it's going to be a younger audience, and they're going to be more impatient, and they're going to not follow the rules and regulations that we put in place, and like that kind of stuff. So it does get a little... You're not wrong. They do better. Like, if you look at all my recent streams, the best one by far is the most recent Roblox giveaway. Which I will do more of. I still have like 30k Robux to give away. Like, I'm not saying I'm never going to do those again. But they have their ups and downs. And then also, if I do multiple in a row, like, which is what I used to do for a really long time, like, I would do the same thing over and over and over again because it did well, and it burns me out. I get bored of it. But and you're still right, J-Dog. Like, when I opened the realm back up, and Fear and I streamed on the realm, like, those did better. Not, I wouldn't say they did amazing, but they did better. Which, by the way, that reminds me, the realm may have expired. Does anyone here play on it? I'm just curious. I might reach out to Fear. I know Hunter played on it pretty consistently. And just say, like, hey, I'm pretty sure the realm expired. If people are still using it, I will renew it for the $8 a month. I don't mind doing that. What I could also do is, I know a lot of people are back in school now. I could also just, like, wait until people are, like, on spring break or whatever, or out of school entirely for the summer, and then I could renew it then. Like, I could do that. Totally do that as well. But yeah, if anyone here plays it, let me know. and I can make a more informed decision. Okay, so we do not want a Pow Bingo here. I don't really think it matters what we get. I mean, Poison Mushroom would be not ideal. Let's go Coin, just because that's probably the easiest one to get. We shouldn't need additional damage output. We should be okay on that front. Yeah, okay, sick. Save over slot 4. Okay. Similar strategy. In fact, exact same strategy. Boombox, fan, and then the question becomes... Yeah, okay, Boombox. Even if we did do enough damage, even if we did, we'd still have to use at least one turn next turn. Because the Womp shows up. And he might run, but the Womp will remain. My parents have concluded their travel for the day. W. Sorry, just, Do I like fighting games like UFC? Not really. I don't want to say no. I don't want to say no, but never really got into them all that much. My parents are traveling again. They are looking at houses. This is not a work trip. In fact, my mother was supposed to go on a work trip on Monday, and she is no longer going. And she actually has the day off because of that. So, W. Alright. This should at least do enough to move him into the next phase. Does that mean you're home alone? No comment. Got it! Yes! I don't know if I'm going to need that 4th turn, but just in case I do, I'd like to have it, you know, ready and available. Alright, let's see how much that does to Bowser. It's not going to do 99, but... 70? I didn't... He's not... He's not crumpled. Okay. Okay, this... That's on me. I should have known that. Okay. We need to alter our approach. Why couldn't Kirsty sacrifice herself turn 1? Okay. What if I didn't use the boombox? No, I can't not use the boombox yet. Oy. This sucks. Okay, Yikes. How about water gun? How about water gun? Would water gun be enough to move him into the next phase? Alright. I'm just gonna try crap at this point. All plans A, B, C, and D have all gone up in flames. So we're just gonna try some stuff at this point. You should be able to skip the boombox and just chain twice as many Infinijumps. Boombox doubles damage. So I'm a little concerned about... In theory, yes, I could fan... and then... I'd have to super boot. But then I could Infinijump. I'm just gonna try this and see what happens. Squirt gun should do like 190? Which should definitely... No, half damage... Yes, half damage is twice as many jumps, but... Normal Infinijumps, as you just saw, I can't hit them with unless I'm using... I'm either using there's no, like, iron jump version of an Infinijump. Like, I would either need to use a non-Infinijump sticker that could hit him on the head, or use a super boot as one of my stickers to make it so that I could hit him on the head with an Infinijump. So if I'm not using the boombox, I am using a super boot, which is not ideal. I will keep this save state. I just want to try this. My thumb is gonna fall off my freaking hand by the end of the night. I don't think I got it. I didn't. Fan super boot Infinijump equals 1 turn. It might be. I'm trying to deal as much damage as possible to see if I can... You might be right. But I feel like the more I deal, the easier next turn will be, though. The channel hasn't been made yet, J-Dog. I'll probably make it tomorrow. Okay, we take 70. Alright. I missed. I freaking... I missed. It's not timed. I'm not in a rush. I need to remember that. Oh my goodness. No, it's in the wrong order. Does Infinijump have a damage cap? Without Crumple, it'll do 3 per jump to Bowser, so 300 total. It does 6 normally, but then boss is quarter damage, but then boombox doubles damage, so it gets rid of half of that. So it'll do half of what it normally would, which is 3 per hit, so 300. And we don't want him crumpled, because if he's crumpled, then he just recovers from crumple and he doesn't run away, and we're forced to use a turn for no reason. Okay, let's try this again. Hope my thumb doesn't fall off my freaking hand. Nope. Oh, we did! Wow, okay, you gotta keep mashing, like, even after he does the thumbs up. That's crazy. That might be easier than I thought. Also realizing that the water gun could give him the soggy status effect, which would immobilize him and waste a turn. Okay, move right here. Mash. Shoot him, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. Please don't make him soggy. No! No, dude. Oh. No! Okay. There's a oh, gosh. Okay. Here we go again. There's a chance it doesn't make him soggy. I'm gonna go and see if I can hit that chance. Oh, goodness. At least I think there is. I don't think this is guaranteed to... That's what the wiki said, right? If enemies still have HP left after the squirt gun is used, they may suffer the soggy status effect. Okay. May. It's not a guarantee. It's a maybe. If it doesn't hit, then we're good. If it does hit... Got it. We need to not hit the soggy chance. I don't know what that chance is. I don't know if anybody knows what that chance is. '70's big damage, though. Alright, move, line it up, aim, fire. Please, no soggy. Okay. Okay. I think he's probably going to end up soggy pretty much every time. I'll give it one more shot, and if he ends up soggy again... I could also save state maybe after the boombox and just let it play out and see what happens. I'll get ready to do that. I'll save over, like, 5, I guess. We could go through the... Or I guess after the fan, maybe? Yeah, let's do that. And then we'll see if this is even, you know, feasible. I don't know if it is. Didn't get it. Alright. I'm gonna save state here. Right here. See if we can get this to happen without soggy. I don't know if it will, but we now have the freedom to do it a couple more times. So let's try it. Soggy again. This might be a non-starter. I'll give it one more shot, but I don't think this is going to happen. In which case we need to adapt. No. Okay. Yikes. Okay, that changes our strategy. Maybe not by too much though, because he's got 400 base. If he's got 400 base, then what if you don't excellent him on the squirt gun? Worth a shot? It's worth trying. Okay, that doesn't seem to affect it, but good thought process. Okay. Yeah, this is really throwing everything off. Because thinking about it like this, the fan needs to happen. The fan needs to happen. I would love if the boombox also happened. Fan super boot, infinite jump. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Let's see how much it does, and then gauge from there. It's only going to boost the strength of the first jump. We lose a lot here because we lose the boombox, but we're running out of options. Or we could go back to the drawing board and look for something else. Should do 35. Yes. Ooh. Okay. It's gonna be 160 total. Is that enough? My thumb is cramping. Or 159, I guess, technically. Does he run? Yes. Now, that doesn't... That's probably okay. That's probably okay. 99. Eesh. Okay. Could we have gotten him lower? With some other combination is my question. I think we could have. I will save state here. I'll save over 5 because we know that that plan's not going to work. Just in case, but I have an idea. Is this with or without the fan? This is without the fan. I think I'm looking for 4. No. Why did I do this? Alright. Are there things that are high single target damage with no effects? That is what I'm after, Eric. There are certain things, I'm thinking. No, but we'd still have to use the fan. But we could use but that would be okay. But that would be okay. I'd be okay with that. We could do boombox, fan, and then something else. Yeah, some of these are going to have to get sold. It's just what it is. It's time to go thing hunting, everybody. Because I have no idea what things do what damage. Alright, okay. Oh boy. Okay. Hang on. I'm going to invest in a video I should have invested in many, 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 many years ago. The goat. The goats. Do you excellent all of them? That's the question. I hope you do. Okay. I'm making another spreadsheet. In fact, I might do this in... No, I shouldn't do it in Excel. There's a video by one of the goats of old Mario YouTube, Pack Attack 04082, using all 64 thing stickers in action against enemies. Depending on whether or not... I can do the math based on whether or not they're used against a boss and determine how much they're going to do against the boss. And then from there, determine... The problem is, I don't know if this guy gets an excellent on every attack. That is my concern. Then maybe we could go test that myself. I don't know. I guess we'll see in a second. Alright. I'm making another spreadsheet. Air conditioner. 35, 70 with boombox. Let me show you guys the spreadsheet. Actually, no, because then it's going to capture... Then it's going to capture the whole tab, and I'll be showing somebody else's YouTube video, and I don't know if YouTube will be okie dokie with that. This is the video I'm referencing, by the way. This guy is an absolute legend of old Mario YouTube. The balloon. I assume this is just mashing. 45! I assume this is just mashing. Oh, timestamps. Let's go. Balloon. If I could spell. 45. 90 with boombox. Okay. Basin. Some of these are like larger and smaller versions of each other, so. That's a great, and it did 60. Oh my gosh. Basin is good. We don't know how much it does, but we know it's good. Alright, the Bat. Return of the Bat Chronicles. Okay, 45. Bat. 45, 90 with boombox. Bed. This just puts enemies to sleep. That's not what I'm looking for. 120 isn't any better than the previous strat, though. Well, we'll do boombox, then fan, which will be 70. Then whatever an excellent on the basin is. Which... No, you're right. If it's 90? No, that was 60 on a great. So no, it'll do 99 because it's a one hit thing. It only hits once. So, and you can't do above 99 damage on a single strike. I don't think. I guess we can test that as well. So in theory that would be 169, which is like 10 damage better. It's not. That's on a yeah. Which is improvement, but not meaningful. All right, the bellows suck. Paper Mario sticker star thing sticker damage. Oh. This helps. Okay. 60 cutting damage. So that would be... Let's see. We're looking for the largest number for excellent. I saw 60... 55. Heal. We already know squirt gun's off the table. I don't see basin. Hold on. I might have missed it. 45 all foes. +1 for each correct action command hit. So either 32 or whatever this number ends up being. Which is a good amount, but I don't think it's enough. Thumbtack. Where's the basin? Curling stone is... Where is the basin? Yeah, here it is. It says 35. That's wrong. We just saw that that's not correct. Okay, so this might not be super useful. This freaking video. Alright, no, shout out Astro, though. Don't make me go through and do this myself. Okay. You gotta assume that the larger ones would do more damage, right? For the most part. What about something like the bowling ball? Because then that would also fulfill our... That would also fulfill our all enemies thing. So then we could use something other than the fan? Maybe something that does more damage? So the drum, in theory. Fan does fairly good damage, but could maybe do better. Oh, hold up. Guitar? No. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, 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 oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I just realized. I'm pretty sure things are like flat damage. Because all of the enemies take 35 and Bowser also took 35. I think things ignore defense. I want to see this this basin shot again. No, he doesn't have a status effect. A grate is 60 damage. Okay. The drum... Wait, that doesn't make any sense. That's 6... Let's find the drum. Let's find the drum. That was 60 damage with boombox, was it? You're so right, it was. I didn't realize he had boombox on. You're so right. Okay. That changes a lot, actually. Okay. So, Taylor shears look really good. That's 60. 60 outright. Potentially 99. Although... I'd prefer something, because, how do I explain this? A single hit of Bowser, something that makes contact with Bowser, can do a maximum of 99 damage. I think. We can test that. We can go further on that. At least it shows, the hit marker says 99 damage. I don't know if it actually caps there. I think I heard from Agent once that it doesn't. It just shows 99 and it actually does more damage than that. Taylor Shears looks good. Problem is, it could cap out at 99. Whereas something that does like a lot of hits that are like 5 or 7 damage each and they all stack up could potentially do more than 99 damage total. Like the water gun, but unfortunately that causes a status effect, which is its own problem. So let's just take a look at the rest of this. Keep in mind all of these numbers would be doubled. Oh, hold up, I need parentheses around this. Also, I could just do the basic math in my head. Okay, GOAT is an option. I'd have to time all the action commands correctly, but GOAT is an option. That would do 120 with Boombox. Two damage per hit, 14 hits per shoe. Right, okay, so this would be double 2 to 4, 4 times 28. $112? So slightly less, but still good. This would be 20 plus 26 plus 32. 20, 26, 32. That's not nearly enough. 90... $10 plus 14, 24 plus 18, 30, no, 42 plus 22. No, that's not going to be enough. Curling Stone. I do remember that the Curling Stone, for whatever reason, does more than the Bowling Ball. That is accurate. Curling Stone could be an option. That would be... I know that's one hit, though. That's one hit. Okay. It looks like GOAT is pretty good if I can time the action commands. What else is... Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't go down far enough. GOAT looks pretty good if I can time the action commands. And then the other one was what? High heel. Okay. Huh. Okay. So in total, that would be Boombox plus Taylor Shears plus Goat is 219. Okay. So that is significantly better. Plus, we would have the Boombox double damage status effect throughout the next 2 to 3 turns, depending on if we get a great or an excellent. Which would be helpful. Yeah, 159 to 219. That's a 60 damage difference. That's significant. Okay. Taylor Shears are an option as well. Only problem with Taylor Shears is it's a single hit attack. Taylor Shears only hits once. So do 99. Yeah. So theoretically, Goat plus High Heel could do more. Goat is 120. What did I say High Heel was? 112? I think that's what I said. Where's High Heel? Where is High Heel? Oh, I didn't scroll all the way down. Yeah, High Heel. It's 4 times 28, which is, yeah, 112. So that would be 232, which is slightly better. My only concern, honestly, is the Goat and timing the action commands. High Heel is easy, you just mash. And Taylor Shears is easy, you just mash. My concern is timing the Goat. We could, in theory, just say it's, 13 damage? It's probably not that big of a deal. And just go out and get the High Heel and the Taylor Shears. And do Goat hits all enemies. Yes. I think all of them do. No, High Heel single target, so we'd need to use it after. It is goated, I agree. Alright. You've been using save states, timing the Goat isn't an issue. It's 8 consecutive button presses, though. I guess you're right. I get it eventually. Alright. Well, I know where the High Heel is. And I know where the Goat is. And this is... Do I have them on me? I do. I have the Goat on me, too. Let's go! I actually checked this time instead of going to the thing and doing the hard thing and then realizing... Okay, sorry, you guys can't see this. Let me switch. Turn music back on as well. Alright, we actually have them both somehow. And again, if my math is wrong or I missed something or whatever, I totally could have. So forgive me if I have... if I did that. We're gonna need to ditch 2 of the... whatever, screw it. I shouldn't have ditched that. I'll sell this one. It's like, I think it's like 30 coins or whatever, but... 45 or something. It's 30. Whatever. Shouldn't be important, but you never know. And then for turn 2, I'm thinking... Because he's going to heal 99. We're going to deal 232. He's going to heal 99 of that back. One part of the turn is going to be taking out the Thwomp. And then the next... Actually, we should probably load up for the rest of the fight, shouldn't we? Because in theory, we could do... hold on. Let me get the spreadsheet back up. Okay, so that's single hit, single hit, single hit, single hit, single hit. Something that does damage as it goes along would be nice. Or hits multiple times. Okay. Is it possible to use the spinner again on turn 2? Yes. Yes, it is. Hang on, I'm going through all these to make sure I'm not missing something. Okay, that's 45 times 2 is 90. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's mash A. That's one-time damage, one-time damage. Do I have the rubber ducky? I do have the rubber ducky. I might do some testing on the rubber ducky. Do you need him to run again on turn 2, or could you use the squirt gun then? I would... Ideally, yes, we want him to run on turn 2. Because we want to take out the Thwomp, or the Womp, and then do enough damage so that he runs away at the end of the turn. Ideally, that should only... I know that one can be one-turned. The only question I have is, can we get him low enough that turn 3 doesn't happen? That he gets to phase 3, heals, he's still below his threshold, and he runs to phase 4. Because that's not going to happen on 2, because the Womp would still be there, and we'd still need to fight it. But at that point, we will still have Boombox active. We can't crumple, because then he won't run. But I'm just thinking, is it possible turn 2 to do enough damage that he skips phase 3? So I'm looking through all the things again to see if I missed something. Rubber ducky we will look into. Bed type things, no. Immobilization type things, no. Most of these are one shot. How low does he have to be for that? I have no idea. No idea. Catoluck would do 32 plus 26. 38. 58 plus 20, 78. High heel we said is 112. Goat we said is 120. Huh. Yeah. How much did we say Jackhammer was? 90? No, it's not worth it. No, at that point it wouldn't be worth it. Because we'd have to use one Infinijump to take out the Womp. No matter what. Then, I think ideally we... Actually, wait, what am I talking about? We would have... Yeah, we'd have Boombox active. We'd have 3 turns. One of those has to deal with the Womp. We have to deal with the Womp no matter what. Then I'm thinking maybe Super Boot Mega Flash Infinijump? That would do like 300 and change, which... My voice is echoing? I'm just thinking. If he starts at 400, we do 219. No. We do 232. He heals 99. He's still down over 100 health. We should still be able to do Super Boot Infinijump and get him, like, as low, like, back down to 10 health like we did when we did it the first time. At that point, if there is any truth to this, he runs and he heals and he's still too low when he runs again. If there's any truth to it, that would be the time. And then at that point, hit the tail, and then we enter final phase. And then again, I want to say that Final Phase Bowser... What do you use for the Womp? The Womp is similar to Final Phase Bowser in that it takes 1 damage per individual hit that it takes. I believe it has 50 health, if I remember correctly. The way they want you to defeat it is they want you to knock it over with a hammer. Ideally an E-hammer for some reason. Either an E-hammer or 2 regular hammers. Why that distinction, I have no idea. And then they want you to cut it up with the scissors. But that'll take 2 slots. And we need a slot for the Super Boot so we can actually use the Infinijump. So that's not going to work. So I'm just going to jump on it with an Infinijump until it falls over. Or at least do enough hits to kill it and then stop. Again, my only sort of I don't know at this point is Final Phase Bowser. I think... Actually, at that point, I doubt he'd be crumpleable. And we would have already used the Boombox. And we can't have multiple of the same thing sticker in our inventory. So we would have already used the Boombox at this point. He's probably not crumpleable. I don't think there's any way we 1-turn Final Phase Bowser. So that's going to be 2 turns. However, that does mean that theoretically 5-turn Bowser is possible. I just have to get good with the goat timing and obviously not screw up everything else. Boombox can theoretically still be active during Final Phase? No. No, because once you... How do I... You've never seen the ending before, so let me try and explain this. In his 4th phase, you get over to where Peach is chained up. There's a Chain Chomp in front of him. You do your turn. the Chain Chomp attacks you. You can either reflect the attack and knock the Chain Chomp into him, or Bowser will use an attack where he picks up the Chain Chomp, swirls it around like a mace on his head, and then throws it at you, and then you can reflect that back and hit him. Either way, you need to hit him with the Chain Chomp, which knocks him backwards off of the ledge that you're fighting on, and he falls into the depths below. That ends the fight. That takes you out of the battle scene. So, it's not one continuous fight. You have to walk over to the ledge where he then, like, emerges in his new final form, and then another fight starts. So you, unfortunately, would lose access to the boombox, because technically it's between fights. It's... Hopefully I explained that okay. Guess we could try Squirt Gun. Just see. Things do ignore defense, right? I mean, it's maybe on his head. That still wouldn't be one turn. Still wouldn't be one turn. We can try some stuff. But I doubt it. I don't think one turn final phase is going to be possible. But 2 turns definitely, because then Kirsty's going to be like, oh, you need to use me as a sticker because plot. And then we do. We use her as a sticker. She gives us 5 turns. He's no longer invincible, and we can like super boot and a whole bunch of other stuff. But okay, Goat, or Boombox, then Goat, then High Heel. Phase 2, Infinijump to get rid of the Womp. Super Boot, Mega Flash, Infinijump. Ideally, Phase 3 doesn't happen. If it does, I'm pretty sure we should be able to just, like, Super Boot, Mega Flash, Infinijump, Mega Flash, Infinijump. But ideally, that turn shouldn't happen. Phase 4, knock the Chain Chomp back into him. We've, like, dropped frames. Why have we dropped frames? Not, like, significant frames, but, like, some amount of frames. I don't like that. And then he emerges, and we 2-turn him in the final phase, because I don't think there's a way to 1-turn him, but I can check. Are we sure things ignore defense? I'm pretty darn sure. Because we've used... Because when we used the fan, all of the enemies in front of Bowser took 35 damage, and Bowser also took 35 damage. And Bowser's supposed to have his defense quadrupled, because he's a boss. So I am 99% sure things ignore defense. And then if you could save the Goat for the final phase, it could hit both hands and the head. That's a good point. He might have special conditions to where, you know, even with things ignoring defense, he still only takes what? Again, we can test. But that's a good point. We might want to save... We might want to save Goat for there just to see. In which case, Taylor Shears. Or some equivalent sticker that would do 99. It's worth a shot. Okay, let's go get the Taylor Shears. I forget where they are. Paper Mario. Sticker Star Taylor Shears. They are found behind the secret door in Shy Guy Jungle. Of course they are. Oh, I want to use an expletive really badly right now. Okay. We need to find an alternative because that's not happening. Basin has 35 base damage. In the video, Boombox Basin did 60. It did 60 because he got a great, not an excellent. And I'm pretty sure a great would do 30 instead of 35. That's the way I understand it anyway. But that's a good catch. He got a great, not an excellent, so it did less damage. I'm pretty sure. Taylor Shears, not happening. I'm telling you that right now. I am not going through the frickin' spear guy incident again. That's not happening. We're finding an alternative. That shouldn't be hard. We should be able to find an alternative. Teapot? Do I have it? No shot I have the teapot. I do not. I think I know where it is, though. Guitar works as well. Yeah, let's go teapot. Because Taylor Shears... No. I'm not doing that again. Although, actually, it might... It shouldn't matter. Because in theory it gets capped at 99. But in the case that it doesn't, and it just shows 99, but it actually takes 120, it might be worth a shot. Because this time I don't need to chase the scrap dudes around. I just need to get through the level and reach where the secret door is. Which should be possible. Without running into anything. First we need a secret door. Then we go to Shy Guy Jungle, and we make save states. And we just... If it doesn't end up working, that would be a difference of like 20... No, it would only be a difference of 10, because it's 60 versus 55 for the teapot. So it shouldn't be that big of a difference. Because we're using Taylor Shears instead of Goat. Because we want to save Goat for... final phase just in case. Right, okay. I agree, Teapot isn't terrible. Let me save state away from my good ones. I'll save over slot 9. Alright. Isn't there a boomerang, bro? Like right here, yeah. Does the difference matter at all? As long as you deal 200 damage, you can get inv out of 10 on turn 2. It shouldn't. I'm just... Oh, no, 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 no. Alright, here could be a potential problem. Here could be an issue. Alright. I may have been able to sneak around. I was able to sneak around. Okay. Okay. This part should be a non-starter. This shouldn't be an issue. I should just be able to sneak over here. Your first move should be throwing a spear, not chasing me anyway. So that shouldn't be a problem. Yeah. The spear guys were such an issue the first time because I was trying to chase the guy with the scrap around and get him going in the right direction without running into them, which was not easy. Okay. This is going to be slightly trickier. Not impossible, but slightly trickier. Actually, never mind. It's not tricky at all. They have my... Oh, they do. I'm pretty sure I said that. Or something similar to that in the original... The stream where we did that. They absolutely have Minecraft Skeleton aimbot. I 100% agree. Most accurate things on the planet are Minecraft Skeletons and Paper Mario Sticker Star Spear guys. Alright. This level is complete, so we should be able to grab these and go. Alright. Good. Let's turn all these things into things. Into stickers. And then we will give Bowser, I mean, everything we've got. And, I feel like I did hear somewhere that things ignore defense. I'm trying to remember where I heard that. Wouldn't have been the Astro video. Maybe. Definitely wasn't Don Schnack. I feel like I did hear that somewhere, though. That things ignore defense. Gonna have to say goodbye to another big one, but... Ideally, we should only need a couple of them. Thank you for bearing with me and helping me strategize. I do appreciate it. I know this is probably not the most engaging thing in the world, but... And then we're going to get through the end of all this, and it's going to be like, actually, you didn't need to fight that thing earlier in the run, so your turn count is invalid. But I don't care. I don't care. 5-turn Bowser is real, and I refuse to believe otherwise. Alright. We needed to goat. We need the high heel. Calculation stream is fun. We need Taylor shears. I don't think we need anything else that we don't already have on us. Even if the goat does ignore defense, I have a feeling it's going to treat all of Bowser as one entity for that purpose. I can't confirm, but something tells me that it's going to treat Bowser as one entity and not 3 separate entities. But we will try. So in theory, that does 120 to each part of Bowser. That's 360. We're going to need more help. Because that leaves 140. An Infinijump could do 100. But then it's going to target the crown, and that's a problem. The third, because you can't choose what you target, it's going to target the crown, and that's an issue. Also, Goat will only do its base damage. Because we won't have Yeah. We won't have Boombox. So goat base damage was what, 60? Goat base damage was 60. So do 60 to each, which is 180. I don't think there's too many other things that do multi-hit like that. Yeah, I don't know if one turn final phase Bowser is going to happen. I don't think it's physically possible. Even if the goat did do enough damage and targeted the right things, we would still... Because I doubt he can be crumpled. We would still... That would do 180. We'd still need to do 320 damage with 2 stickers, and I don't think that's possible. Teapot, if you have room for it. Teapot's 55, and Infinijump would do 100. I don't... Although, does Teapot target... Does Teapot target all? Yes, it does. Never mind. Yes, it does. Okay. Teapot? Would do 165. In theory. In theory. And then what else could we use that would hurt all foes and do big damage? Guitar would do 50. Would anything else do more than 50? Curling Stone. Curling Stone would do 55. Would it matter? 150 versus 165. Let's see, that would be 180 plus 165. 280. No, 280, 345. So we'd need to do 155. So yes, it would matter. I'm way overthinking this for something that's not going to work, but you know what? Alright. Let's go get Teapot. And let's go get Curling Stone. No shot I have Curling Stone, right? Turn 1, Boombox, Teapot, High Heel. I do have the Curling Stone. I do not have the Teapot. Yes, Chomp Ruins. It is where I thought it was. Probably should have had this already. Don't know that I've ever tried to use things. I probably have at some point tried to use things on Final Phase Bowser. I'm just thinking... That would have been useful, that bridge. Wish I had invested in that in my first. Frick. That means I gotta deal with the Rage Bait Spear guy again. Actually, no. The platform's open, so I don't need to. Although I do need to parkour and make sure I don't land on the hammer, bro. stay in your corner. Because you don't know I'm here. Why'd I go backwards? Why'd I go backwards? I'm such a silly guy. Oh, also, the thing is, what am I trying to say? The Infinijump is the only reason that I would need to do the parkour, so that is not, we don't need to worry about the, Hammer Bros. This is where the teapot is. Hello, Pancake. Okay. I hope I'm cooking, J-Dog. Yes, Pancake, I remember you. I hope I'm cooking. Because this is a big fat waste of time otherwise. Bad memories are good ones. Well, I can't say they were great, given, the, You knew the answer to that question before you asked it. Alright. Alright. So we need the teapot. We need the curling stone. Am I missing something? Teapot, high heel. Goat. Taylor shears. Do I need at least one more spot, I think. But do I need anything else beyond that is the question. Okay. Curling stone. I might not have needed to get rid of a whole Infinijump for that. Teapot. Is that everything? Did we need anything else? Turn 1, boombox, teapot, high heel. Turn 2, Infinijump, shiny super boot, Infinijump. Turn 3, ideally, or phase 3 doesn't happen in a perfect world. If not, we just go super boot, Infinijump, Infinijump. Turn 4, tail, and then first turn, we gotta hit a jackpot. And then in a perfect world, we hit the goat for 180 damage. We hit the Taylor shears for 180 damage. Taylor shearies. That puts us at 360. We need... Yeah, I like the rearranging there, actually. That's a good idea, Eric. That leaves us with 140 left to do. And honestly... That's where the I think that's... Yeah, the teapot would do plenty. Okay. Okay. Again, I'm sorry this has taken so long, and I'm sorry for how boring this has probably been for all of you, but... Okay. Are you asking how I pick my moderators, J-Dog, or who do I pick as my moderators? Excuse me, I haven't checked my phone in a bit. I just want to make sure I'm not missing any important notifications. How do I pick them? People who have been around the channel for a while. Well, I mean, first off, chances are if I know you in real life and I trust you, then I'll probably mod you. But people who have been around the channel for a good amount of time. People who consistently come to streams, not just like a specific thing, but like everything. People who, don't, violate the rules of, no begging, no spamming. People who are, sort of generally engaged with the content, or, they're active in chat, I guess. They're not begging, they're not spamming, they're not promoting, they're not asking for stuff, and like they kind of, I guess, guide others towards doing the same without like inherently being a mod. Like, if someone's spamming, they might say, "Hey, no spamming, that's against the rules," or something like that. That they might sort of help with that, or help enforce that without that's not necessarily like a requirement, but like, it would help their case. How long are you talking about? Setting a good influence. Exactly. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. How long? That I don't know if I have ever had like an exact length of time. Definitely at least like a couple of months. Like bare minimum a couple months. I save stated, by the way, just in case. Couple months at least. For most people, probably longer. Like I remember Shrimp. Shrimp was one of our more recent mods, and this was like probably 3 years ago. Shrimp was around forever. And I didn't mod Shrimp because I didn't need moderators at that point, but I was like, no, Shrimp has been here forever. Shrimp shows up all the time. Shrimp is always super positive. Like Shrimp was like making me art like every time I was streaming. Like not saying that you can like, bribe your way into mod. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just like, that was really nice, super engaged, big fan of the channel, like that to me was mod material, right? And I'm kind of surprised I didn't mod Shrimp sooner. And I probably should have, but I don't know that I'm would I be willing to like put mod applications out and mod people soon? I don't know. Like, Eric is generally around, Winter is around a good amount of the time, Hunter's around a good amount of the time, Dusky's around, although probably not as much now because the spring semester started up. Same with Eric, same with Winter, same with probably Hunter, and so I don't know. If I see it becoming an issue, like ideally I don't really need mods if people aren't causing problems, right? Like I can handle small inconveniences myself. And the mod team is fairly large already. I could probably go in and remove some people who don't show up anymore, but like fear pops in every now and then. But yeah. Hopefully that makes sense. Music and background sound okay, by the way? Not too loud, not too quiet, hopefully. Sounds great. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't want to mod people unnecessarily. You know, like... I guess it's never a bad thing to have too many mods, but like... Alright, turn 1. Boombox, teapot, high heel. Let me get this into a good spot. Let me save... I'm going to keep the slot 9 one this time. So I don't have to undo everything I already did. I'll save 7. Yeah, let's do 7. Nope. Load 7. Nope. Load 7. There we go. And then I'll save this one over over slots, not load. Save over 7. Okay, cool. First off, Boomity Box, which is on the last page. Okay. Then Teapot, which I'm pretty sure is just mashing, and then High Heel, which I'm pretty sure is also just mashing. I need at least a great here. In a perfect world, we get an excellent, but I'm not guaranteeing that. There we go. Very nice. Shouldn't matter, but you never know. This one works just like the faucet or the fan or any other. Yeah, just mash. Yep, beautiful. Carpal tunnel speedrun. Yay! Carpal tunnel! Alright. Nice. Turn 1! So that did... Oh, we only got 350? I thought he had 400. Okay. So that did... an amount. That did an amount. Okay. Only 195, that's fine. That's not too far off of... Yeah, that's probably okay. I should save this. Do I want to save over slot 7? Just in case I won't, I'll save over 11. Alright, and now we need to hit this battle spinner again. Which is fine. Shouldn't be too difficult. Alright, I'll save again. Over 11. Perfect. And then turn 2, we're going to go Infinijump to take out the Womp. Then Super Boot, then another Infinijump. Were the heals imperfect? No. I don't think so. 99 plus, what was it, 112? Actually, wait. No, you got a point. I don't know. Shouldn't be a problem. Shouldn't be a problem. Doesn't mean it won't be. Did I always want to be a streamer when I grew up? Maybe not a streamer specifically, but definitely a content creator. Superboot, big guy. And I'm going to put the headphones on so I can time my inputs more accurately. Confirmed heals only did 96. I'm just gonna let it go. Alright, bro is in shambles. Whoa! Actually, I guess that makes sense, because without it, it was 25, right? Holy crap, that did a lot. Yeah, we're fine. I think we'll survive. Believe it or not, we will in fact be okay. Subscribers in a year is not bad, J-Dog. Good for you. Took me 4 or 5 years to get 100 subscribers, so good for you. We are so fine, chat. For now. I'm just gonna let it go. Alright. My dogs are howling. Sorry if you can hear that. Alright, let's see. Does he skip turn 3? He heals 99. He did not run. Okay. Less than ideal. I don't think we could have done anything more. I am not prepared to deal with the fireballs. I am going to take a lot of damage this turn. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. I'm also going to use a normal Infinijump, because that should be plenty. 49 base. That's ridiculous. So this is turn 3. So 6 turn Bowser? Or, well, ideally 5. Ideally 5 turn Bowser. Alright, I'll just let it go. Alright, I didn't take nearly as much as I thought. I swear I have seen him run from that before, by the way. Okay. Final phase. I will save state here because I don't want to have to redo that if I screw stuff up. Okay. Save state. And what slot? It doesn't matter. Slot 10, just to be safe. Tail time! Nope, I screwed it up. Alright. Told you. How was I so far out in front of that? Alright, fine. He baited me. Why is this the part I'm struggling with the most? See? Told you. He can do that. That's what we wanted to do, right there. So that's 4. 4 turns. We're up to 54 in total. Heading into the final part of the fight. If the things pierce his defense, 5 turn is doable. If they don't pierce his defense, 6 turn. Let's go. I'm going to start with the Tailor Shears because they're easiest to time to do max damage. Alright, let's go. Safe stating again. Just to be safe. Slot 8. That'll work. I said slot 8, right? Yeah. Okay. We're starting with the Tailor Shears. This will give us our moment of truth. He is kind of, looks like he is considered as one enemy. So my guess is this isn't going to work. But let's give it a shot. I normally watch the scissors one, not this one. Let's see. Moment of truth. 1 damage. Just as I suspected. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. All that means 2 turn. 2 turn. No biggie. Absolutely not an issue. I will, we'll do 2 Infinijumps, and don't think it even really matters. Squirt gun so it gets some amount of use. That should do 15, which is not bad. Something like Rubber Duck probably would have been better if we'd saved High Heal for this part. High Heal could have been better, but it doesn't matter because we're going to get it done in the next turn anyway. Riveting gameplay, yeah. Infinijump 1 is done. I do need to be fairly precise with these, I think. I might not need to, we'll see. 2 hours later. It does take a while. I guess they figure you'll probably have some things on you at this point in the game, and they want to be like, oh yeah, Bowser's really taking all the power of that sticker. You really can't hurt him. So, even the things are weakened. $200. Nice block. Absolute travesty that this Squircon only did 15 damage. I swear I've done this before, where I've done a lot of damage turn 1, and she didn't come out, and I was worried that was going to happen here. We'd have to reset, but she did, and we're good. Technically, we could have used Mega Flash. On either hand, it wouldn't have made a difference. They would have still done 100 damage because it's quartered, and even without the quarter, they specifically make it so you can't do. I mean, as we saw, Thing Stickers did 1 damage, so that's not going to be any different. All right, everyone, say goodbye to Kirsty. Bye, bye, bye. I hate you. Go away. You make this game terrible. Bye. Goodbye. We do get an absolute banger song, though. This battle is over. So unbelievably over. Alright. Still don't think the things would do what we need them to do, but don't matter. Don't matter, dude. hit him with the big guns. Legalize nuclear bombs. I think we just... I didn't see how much that did, but I think we might hit him in 1. Does using Kirsty count as a step? You're wait, no, wait. I didn't even think about that. Wait, no, that's, hold on. It says he's dead. I'm gonna just let him die. I have the save slot. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. If we don't use Kirsty, I don't know that we can deal the rest of the damage in 1 turn. Because we'd have to use a 3rd Infinijump. That's the only way we're dealing that much damage. And without a Super Boot, we can't jump on his crown. And the 3rd sticker will always target the crown. So I think we would have needed to use another turn anyway. I did forget that that was a turn, though. I did forget that that was a turn. So that's on me. Um, with that being said, I don't think it changes the outcome because we would have needed to do 285 in one turn. And I don't think that's possible. I will tell you if it's possible. I'm saving over slot 1 right here. And I'm loading slot 8. And we're gonna find out. Yep, 1 each. I'll let it go. Yeah, because there's nothing else in the game that I think would have been able to do that 85 damage. Even if we had used something better turn 1. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Could we have done more than 215? Even if we had, there's nothing that hits more times than an infinite jump, and every hit's only going to do 1 damage. I don't think there's any other sticker in that. Like, let's say we could do 250 on turn 1. I don't think there's anything else that would be able to hit 50 times or more. Like, even if we had something like, say, Rubber Duck, it might do more than the squirt gun, but not. I don't think so. We can't do 3 infinite jump. That's the problem. Is the first sticker targets his right hand, the second sticker targets his left hand, and the third sticker targets his crown. And the crown is considered a spiky enemy. If we try to jump on it, we're going to fall off. Or we're going to take 1 damage, and we're going to fall off, and we're going to do no damage. So we would have needed a super boot, which would not have helped us because then we would still, I believe, only be targeting the right hand and the left hand. So we can't use 3 infinite jumps turn 1. We also can't use 3 infinite jumps turn 2. We would need to do either 300 damage turn 1 or like 300 or 200 and, I don't know, 80 approximately. To the point where like some other thing sticker that hits a bunch of times, like even the high heal, I think, hits like, what would we say, somewhere between 24 and 28 times total. Which is better, but not good enough. Goat would hit 8 times. Jackhammer would hit 5 times. Cato-Luck would hit 3 times. Yeah, I don't think so. I think 7 turn is optimal. Unless I missed something on going from turn 2 to turn 3. Or phase 2 to phase 3. That would have triggered him to run away. I don't think I did. Couldn't have done more damage to him turn 2. Could you use the battle spinner? Wait, hold on. I've never even... I don't know if it lets you finish your turn. Wait, Eric, that's a great question. Eric, that's a fantastic question. Hold on. We're going to need to sit through this again, but that's a terrific question. Does it let you finish your turn? Wait a minute. Hold on. You might be cooking. You might be cooking here. I'll do 2 plus squirt gun in case it matters. It shouldn't, but in case it matters. Sorry you guys have to see this again. Any way to do more than 215? Maybe. If we used like a slightly less powerful thing earlier in the fight, and we had like the high heel, or maybe the rubber ducky. I don't remember how many times that hits. Not with our current loadout, no. We could do slightly more, but we'd still. I don't think there's a way to deal 300. There's definitely not a way to 1-turn it. There might be a way to 2-turn it if they let you finish your turn after you. I doubt they do. I doubt they do. That would make too much sense. that would. There would be too much fun happening in the game if they let you do that. But yeah, I think high heel could do slightly more. There's not like an iron jump equivalent for an infinite jump that can hit spiky enemies. Something like the rubber ducky, maybe. I don't remember how many times the little ducks hit. You could definitely do more than 215. Just not with this loadout, and I don't think you could do enough. I don't think you could do like 270, 275. I don't think that's possible. Let's see if they let you finish your turn after you use Kirsty, though. Don't know that I've ever tested that. Alright, there we go. Let's find out. Probably not. My guess would be probably not. That would suck if they just completely booted your stickers and wasted them. But I guess we'll find out in a second. Kirsty? Nope. Oh! No, it cuts your turn count to 1. I didn't even notice that. And you don't have the option to use Battle Spinner because Kirsty's not with you. I think that's probably the argument behind it, is Kirsty's no longer like your companion. She's now turned herself into a sticker, so you lose access to the Battle Spinner. Because I'm pressing X and it's not doing anything. Okay. And even if we could somehow do 270, you are limited to 1 sticker after Kirsty goes into your album. So you'd only be able to do 100 per turn. So even in a case where you could do 300, you'd still need 2 additional turns. So, yeah. Nintendo prevents you. Where did I save that we won? I don't remember which one. Slot... What was it? Slot 1? Yes, okay. She turned herself into a sticker. Funniest thing I've ever seen. No, not funniest thing I've ever seen. Least funny thing I've ever seen, because they block you from being... That's terrible. That's terrible. They try so hard to make you like this character, and have a a final send off for this great partner character, and she sucks. She's so miserable to be around, and she prevents you from beating Bowser faster. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, according to my very flawed and probably not accurate calculations, it takes 57 turns to beat Paper Mario Sticker Star without glitches. With glitches, I know at least 2 turns. At least 2 turns. Actually 3, at least. That can be cut. Purely from, like, the album open and close cutscene skip. At least 2 for the Chain Chomp, and 1 for the Cone Goombas. You can probably use it in other spots as well, if I had to guess. But from my calculation, which may be wrong, glitchless, 57 turns. The minimum. I should turn this to a different color to show that it's final. Yeah, select color. Is there like a gold? Is like a gold, like you did it, you won color? How's that look? It's a little dark. Make it a little lighter. There we go. Still seems dark. There we are. 57 turns. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I wasn't sure this run was ever gonna get finished. Between the 2 months I took between parts, and needing to transfer my save file to a different computer and trying to figure out how all that was going to work, and the logistical nightmare that were Worlds 5 and 6, I was not sure that this run was ever going to get done. And you know what? As we end this run, there's some very special people that I need to give thanks to. There's too many. First off, we'll do the people that are here. Eric, thank you for helping me brainstorm and logic through this and figure out different setups. I appreciate your assistance. It was extremely helpful. I want to give a thank you to Agent for helping me game plan and sort through strategy and potential approaches to different things. I want to thank Master Peanut for, I believe Peanut was here for at least part of it. Peanut gave me a big, actually, was that I think that was the Minimum Things run, actually. Still, shout out Peanut. Peanut dropped by at least for a couple episodes. So shout out Master Peanut. As for other routing and testing, I don't know if there were too many other people that assisted with that. I may be forgetting people, and I'm sorry if I am. Um, a couple more obvious shout outs need to happen. First and foremost, to the inspiration for this run, Astronauter, for first off, the inspiration from his Sticker Star No Damage run, which, seeing the Chain Chomp Trumpet thing, was the entire inspiration to give this run a try in the first place. Then also, oh, I'm sorry, Geo. Massive shout out to Geo for one, the $10 donation, two, being cool and chatting with us about the run, and three, notifying Astro that the run was happening. And then I assume Astro reached out to Bringle. But yeah, shout out Geo for the incredible generosity on the donation, and also bringing some serious individuals into stream chat. Shout out Astro for the inspo, and also for helping me to work out PD Piranha, and what potential things could have been used. Didn't end up really going anywhere, but I appreciate the routing advice. Shout out to Bringle for being here, and shout out to both Astro and Bringle for the advice on the truth that the fish is in fact capped. The not capped myth is a lie, and the fish in fact stops getting harder. In fact, it only takes a couple of runs for the fish to stop getting harder. So yeah, massive shout out to both Astro and Bringle for being here, being a part of this. That night was still probably one of the coolest nights of my life. I mean, two of my absolute favorite YouTubers on the platform, regardless of game, regardless of genre, being in my stream chat at the same time, that was unbelievable. So major shout out to both of them, and major thanks for just being here for any amount of time. Am I forgetting anybody who helped with routing? I don't know. Shout out to the mods: Hunter, Dusky, Gingy, Yoshi, Eric, Winter. If I'm forgetting any other mods who showed up, I'm sorry. But thank you all for moderating. Thank you to everyone who's been in chat. I'll start with tonight. J-Dog, Pancake, Eric, Dusky, Agent, Hunter. Those are the only names I see. But everyone who's been, any part of this, I do appreciate it. Yeah. If you happen to be a VOD watcher right now, thank you. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate you VOD watchers especially. A lot of the time, especially on single player games or games that aren't super popular, the watch hours for streams are not very high. And VOD watchers help a lot with that. VOD watchers increase the watch time significantly, and I'm very appreciative of that. So shout out VOD watchers. Yeah, this was a crazy run, man. I mean, we had some legitimately wild moments. We had the Hammer Bro jump. We had the Spear Guy section. We had some legitimately really, really cool and fun moments in this run. And we came up with some different strategies and other things that I never would have thought of, Even I, who've probably beaten this game 20 times in my life, I didn't know things ignored defense. I never noticed. I only ever used the things that I was supposed to use for the bosses. Um, Shout out to the fish for being the fish. That stream where I beat the fish 16 times, that was fun. I enjoyed that. Yeah, man. I mean, I know I've done challenge runs before up to this point. Like, I did Sticker Star minimum things, although it's factually inaccurate because apparently you don't have to use the vacuum for 5-1. You can dig through the trash until you find the spear guy. But I did some cool stuff in this run. I did some stuff I didn't know was possible. I had some really, really cool moments, and I'm really grateful for all of you being here as a part of it. So, thank you all. Salute to Awada, as always. I can finally say that this challenge run is complete. Time to turn it into a video! Alright. Oh, man. That process is gonna suck. I still have 2/3 of the frickin' minimum things script to do. I haven't even started editing yet. I'm so cooked. But, yeah, man. Paper Mario Sticker Star, beaten in 57 turns, defined by my rule set, which I think was actually fairly strict. You know, counting running as a turn, that kind of stuff. 57 turns according to my rule set. Save stated a bit more than I wanted to be completely honest. But it's done. Sticker Star minimum turns is done. It took many more months than it should have. But it's done. It is finally complete. I have other games that need to be played, and I'm definitely taking a break from Sticker Star for a while. I need to beat the perfect run on Mario Galaxy 2. I want to finish 3D World. We're up to World 7 in 3D World. I messed around last night with potentially setting up gamepad controls. It's not looking good. It's not looking likely. So we'll play as much of 3D World as we can without gamepad controls. But that is unfortunately looking like a no. Deltarune Chapter 2 still needs to happen. 9 Souls needs to happen. What else did I say I wanted to play? Hollow Knight still needs to happen. A lot of things. A lot of games are on the list and need to happen. But hey, we knocked one off the list today, and I'm happy about it. It's only 11:30. I was hesitant to put finale in the title because after last stream I really didn't know if this was gonna be the finale, but it was. We did in fact finish the game, and feels good, man. Can't lie, it feels good. Just checking how today's daily rip did on the other channel. Okay, initial stats look okay. I'm sorry, does that say +2 subscribers? What? Huh? That's inaccurate, but whatever. Testing the waters. Why did we gain... Oh, people probably went to the channel and subscribed. That's why we gained it. Hey, this one's got a like! That's new. That's probably somebody who watched it as well. What am I talking about? I shouldn't have told you guys that account existed. Oh, oh well. Taylor up on the main channel is not doing anything, but what else is new? Debating if I should keep streaming or call it a night. It is a Friday night. I'm not gonna do anything crazy. I'll probably boot up 3D World and play that. I'll tell you what. Gonna call it a night. Thank you for the fun stream. Of course. Thank you for your help, brother. I appreciate it. I'm gonna take a quick break and run to the bathroom, and I will evaluate whether or not I want to start streaming again. I might not. It is getting a little late, but I have nothing to do tomorrow besides church in the afternoon, so I can kind of be up as late as I want. But regardless, thank you all for being here. I do appreciate it. At some point I may turn this into a long form video, but goodness gracious, it's going to take a while. And for now, that's going to be all. Have a wonderful night if I don't see you, and always remember, Jesus loves you. Peace.